Empaths and expectations. I'm going to do my best to do this video as fast as I can because I'm in the public park and I've been trying to record this video as much as I can. Lots of interruptions, but I guess it falls into play with expectations. An example, had the intention that I sent was to come out here, record this video, and to make adjustments accordingly because it's a public park. So there's going to be all kinds of things going on in and out and around me attempting to film a simple video. So having expectations and how I realized that they lead to having certain types of attachments that lead you to feeling entitled. So here's a clear example of having the expectation that I can come record out here and being, if I were to be attached to the idea that I have the expectation that it's going to go this way, it's supposed to be this way, all of these things, you know, it would come from a place of entitlement, thinking that I'm the only person in the world that possibly wants to be out here in this space and enjoy nature and enjoy the summertime and do whatever anyone would want to do in a public park, right? So versus having a certain entitlement to how you feel things should be and show up in your life, I'm understanding that setting the intentions comes from an awareness, comes from a knowing, comes from a clear observation of how you see certain things play out in the world and how you want things to play out in the world. So the intention is to come out here and to be able to record a video, and I just make adjustments accordingly. And I understand that I'm in total faculty of how I can respond to certain things and make adjustments, right? So I'm feeling like to explain the parallels that having intentions leads you to having more of an empowerment, because wherever you go amongst certain people, places, and things, you know that you can be balanced. You know that you're okay no matter what's happening. You know that it's the peace, the sense of resolve is within yourself. And so when you have certain expectations, they rather could lead you to being disappointed, to having certain anger and confusion, and certain misunderstandings that lead to you blaming people outside of yourself for your circumstances. So when you understand that you are the one who's the common denominator, when you see that you're responsible for how you show up in the world, you have an accountability, you understand that leading and moving forward, you have your free will and free choice to how you're going to adjust and move forward into certain things. So instead of blaming other people and saying, you know, it's because of you that I can't do this, I can't have that, these and these things happen, take accountability and say, you know what, if I didn't show up here, if I didn't tell you this, if I didn't do so and so, then perhaps there would have been a different outcome. Take some accountability so that in the future, you know that should certain things appear again within your intuition, you're going to let yourself know that, you know what, I'm not going to do that again because this feels familiar. So if we move forward about expectations that we regard within our family, our community, our relationships, such as we expect that our family should be able to cherish, value, respect, and love us in our humanity from their humanity. This is where you as an empath, and for those that understand how empathy and empathizing shows up in the world, is in fact being able to understand, reflect, and see how another person's experience shows up in the world. So that in mind, however it is you want to be cherished, valued, and respected and seen in the world is in fact how you're going to reflect and show up with other people as well, because you want to be able to respect and value and cherish them as well in the world. So with that being said, you are not going to be treating others, right, in the way that you don't want to be treated, in fact, yourself. And so moving forward, I also have expressed before on this channel about feeling like certain relationships are about certain agreements. That means that in each moment, in your free will and your free choice, you're deciding that you're going to move forward with these people as, yes, this is my family, my loved one, this is my friend, I can trust this person, and this is how we're going to move forward. You come to the understanding that the ultimate trust resides within yourself, because you trust your free will, you trust your free choice, you trust your knowing, you trust your intuition, you trust who you are, have come to show up in the world to be. Then there is no fear, there is no anxieties, there's no uncertainties about how you're going to interact and interface with people. Comes from my awareness of how we are in the world. And I would say, as I say on this channel, it really stems from my childhood, We all can reflect back to our childhood when we realize those first moments of duplicitous behavior in adults, that they say one thing but they do another. They sometimes in the household have one way of being, one way of saying, one way of moving, but then outside of the household with other people they switch up and it's a different thing. And so you're left confused if you are not taught at an early age about the games that are being played and how people are showing up in the world and how to be able to navigate accordingly. So what I would also make mention of in that regard is we understand that we show up in the world with a certain view of how things are supposed to be, and then we are kind of left frazzled when it turns out that that expectation is in fact not what it is. And so this is why I'm expressing this, is that moving forward, especially in the community that I'm a part of, I've come to see and realize that there is no attachments that we should have to anything. We should just be and understand that other people are just being as well. And so as I conclude this video, for those that know that I've gone on my social media pause and detox, you have to understand another way of expectations, and is that the world is going to remain and continue as it is, no matter what you put on pause, no matter where you go and what you're doing. So when you come back from your breaks, not everything that was and in the way that it was is going to be that or be in the same place in which you left it. It's a high potentiality that people are going to be moving forward without you according to what's going on in their life. So not exactly are you going to see that people are going to be exactly who they are, where you left them. They're going to be moving forward. So you cannot have expectations on people to be where you left them and to be exactly what you want them to be. You have to move forward in your awareness and your knowing that you are being who you need to be, that you communicated what you needed to communicate, and everything that you needed to put forward and put out there is what you have. So instead of expecting things, you should set intentions and have an awareness. That is my take on expectations. Should anything else come up, I will share it with you all. And as you know, I say, powerful beings, embrace your nature. It has the roots to heal you.